fire. We'll be right back. Hey y'all, Bear here. Stay at home and cook, week 4, but I think they're getting ready to loosen up the restrictions. Anyways, about 2 months ago, some of y'all saw my Facebook post where I made a breakfast casserole for my family. We were out camping out in Chester, South Carolina. And one of you asked if it was going to be a video. Well, I hadn't taped it, but I thought I could recreate it for us here at home today because my family's hungry. They want breakfast. So here we go. This is our breakfast skillet, and we're going to do it in my poor man's Dutch oven. That's right, I don't have a fancy cast iron Dutch oven. But what I do have is aluminum pans. And this is what they call a half sheet pan. And what I've done is taken 2 of them. I'll flip it over. I'll bend the lip down on the bottom and up on the top, but at the same time, so I'm bending them both down. That way, the lid kind of sits on there. Now, on our list of ingredients today is a bag of shredded cheddar, use however much you want, a bag of ready-made hash browns, a tube of sausage, and 2 eggs per person. Salt, pepper, olive oil. You're good to go. Now, the oil is not really an ingredient, but I don't have a non-stick Dutch oven, so we got to oil this guy up and give ourselves a little bit of non-stickness. Is that a word? Non-stickness. Somebody check Webster's for me. So I'm just going to oil that pan down. And then I'm going to start chunking my sausage into the pan. Now, what I like to do is I like to buy these. I get them from Lowe's, and they're good for cleaning, painting, use them with your pet, food service, auto care, and it's just a cheap, thin glove. But when you're at camp and hand washing and the such is not as easy because you're in a tent and you're not in a camper with a sink, etc., etc. This makes the messy work easy cleanup. And you just want to break your sausage up into bits so it's little bites inside your casserole. And there we go, clean hands. My charcoal's definitely ready to go. We might have to add to it. Let's get this on there and cook it. I'm not going to top it off yet. I just want to start browning off the sausage. Now you're going to want gloves when you got to handle this because it's going to be hot. Now, another option to using a bottom for a lid is you can buy these lids. And that would work too, but your coals are going to be a lot closer to what's on top. Alright, I'm going to get a little pile of coals going for the top of this guy. So we've mixed potatoes in with the sausage. I've got coals going that are going to go on the top. Let's start cracking some eggs. At camp, I just cracked them all into a 1-gallon freezer bag and squinched them up and scrambled them like that. But since we're at home, I'm going to use a bowl. And today, I'm going to use 8 eggs. Sorry you missed the potatoes going in the pan. I just opened the bag, dumped them in, gave it a mix, put it back on the coals. There we go, 8 eggs. Now we need the salt, pepper, and cheese. So you just do that to taste. Whatever floats your boat. And I didn't use a whole package of this cheese at camp. I'm thinking like half of it, about a cup. If you want a fluffier egg for your casserole, Add a little milk. I don't know that I left that on there long enough to actually get any good browning action. Yeah, a little bit. I probably could have left that guy go for another 10 minutes or so to get a little brown on those potatoes. But we've at least started to take the cooler chill off of them. So now we want to mix that egg, mix everything in our casserole all up. Just kind of make sure that your sausage and your potatoes and everything's pretty evenly distributed, so when you cut out your pieces, everybody gets a little bit of everything. Now, just because I know it'll make my family happy, you can top with some extra cheese. That is family brownie points for Bear. Now at this point, before I put it back on, I'm going to assess my briquette situation, and I think I'm going to put a few fresh briquettes on here to make sure we don't lose our heat. Now our casserole goes on, our lid, and we need some coals on top. Maybe a year and a half ago, one of you all suggested using some of those metal binder clips to hold two of these pans together. Now I know if you're, all in the know on Dutch oven cooking, there's a certain count out your briquettes method. I don't know any of that. I'm just winging this. Alright, now I'm just going to let it hang out for, 20 to 30 minutes. We're about 15 minutes into the cook, y'all, and I thought I'd come out and talk to you a minute. You can take what we're doing here in this size pan, and you could do it in any size pan. So you could make a single serving, or you could make breakfast for two. Just use whatever you want. If I was just making this for my wife and I probably would have chunked up some onion in there with the sausage. That would have been really yummy. Gummy Bear doesn't like onions, so I'm going to top mine with a little green onion. Now, one of the benefits I found to cooking a Dutch oven like this is scorching. That's right, when you burn your food. Well, I did. I scorched a little bit. I scorched like half of it where the heat was hotter on one side than the other when I did this at camp. But it's an easy solution. I just took my spatula and we just scooped it just above the scorch. And it ate just fine. As long as you don't burn it so bad that it flavors the whole thing with burnt taste, you're good. Because you're going to throw this away. You don't have to clean it up. Now, I guess in the spirit of Dutch oven cooking, I should rotate this. And it's not round, so I'm going to go a half instead of a quarter. Half. And we're going to go, wow. I got a sneak peek. And we're going to go half. And now I'm going to start making coffee. I'm just going to do a little instant coffee today. I know, I'm at home, I could brew it. I'm doing the Folgers Knorr Golden Dusk today. 2 of them for a 12-ounce cup. Hey, do y'all want to see my little grow cup of onions? There it is. See? When I use my onion, I just drop it in a cup with a little bit of water and it sits in my windowsill and they grow hydroponically. They're not quite as thick and hardy as onion is when you get it from the store, but they work really nice and I get a couple uses out of my onion. Now, eventually they'll rot though sitting in that water. So you can start the root ends, and see, when I got this from the store, it was chopped off. But you can start the root ends and then plant them in the dirt and get a hardier onion if you want to. Let's kill the heat, get my coffee made, and then we'll take a look at that beautiful breakfast casserole. Use the Folger stir stick. Y'all don't ruin your coffee with sugar and cream and stuff, do you? It's okay. I used to do that before I knew better. Alright, are y'all ready for the big reveal? Are we gonna see if I ruined a bunch of eggs? Try not to get ash in it. Oh, looky there, y'all. Oh, that looks good. Alright, let's take it over to the table. Boy, if there was ever a time for smell-o-vision. Oh yeah. We're cooked nicely. I'm gonna let this rest for just a few minutes and then we'll come back and slice it up. Alright, so what I did at camp was I just took my spatula and I just cut this guy up into servings. Food safety disclaimer. I washed this spatula while the casserole cooked. Now, what kind of job, ooh, it's hot, did I do? See, got a little scorching, but none on the piece I've got. No big deal. Alright, let's get the added green onion for mine. Oh, wow. Yeah. Y'all see it? Man, that's a plate of happiness, y'all. Y'all doctor it up the way you want. Put some ketchup on it, salsa, add some ingredients. You make your breakfast casserole your way, and we'll see you on the trail.